Yeah.
Hello guys, welcome back to the NW Sportscast. Today, I'm just going to be going over a really quick, 8-minute summary of all 6 of the round of 64 games in March Madness. I'm going to tell you who impressed me, who kind of was really underwhelming. I'm going to give a brief prediction on the round of 32 games happening tomorrow and Monday. And that's going to be it, guys. So let's go over the first game of Virginia Tech, Florida. Florida won in an absolute thriller. Personally, one of my favorite games, maybe besides the Oral Roberts game. Florida wins by 5 in OT. Florida impressed me. You got the impressed stamp. You played a really good Virginia Tech team who played really, really well, shot the ball well, and won in overtime down the stretch. That's what you need in March Madness. Arkansas impressed because, they had some adversity halftime and they went out in the second half and absolutely destroyed Colgate by 20 points after, losing or winning by 1 point going into half. Illinois won by 30. They looked good. Texas Tech won by 12. They looked good against Utah State, who is an upset that a couple people picked. I didn't personally pick them, but I think Texas Tech looked really good. And then Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts is the team who upset that I think has an opportunity to play really, really well next game and actually get a win because, they have the leader scorer in the entire country. I'll go over all the round of 32 games and my predictions, but Oral Roberts definitely impressed. And Ohio State actually, in my opinion, didn't play terrible besides Washington, who played absolutely horrific. Everybody else on the team, I think, hung around with them. They still scored 72 points, 75 points to a team who has been scoring the ball really, really well in the past. I just think Washington needed to hit a couple of big shots down the stretch, and he just didn't do that. Baylor impressed, won by almost 40. No, yeah, he won by 35 points. Loyola Chicago, I would have to say, I don't know. I think they were pretty average, to be completely honest, because Georgia Tech had a really big injury on their team. Their leading scorer had an injury, and they were losing 10 minutes into the game. They did turn on the second half, but I think they were, I don't know how far they're going to go, but Sister Jean, I think, did get them this win. Oregon State, absolutely impressed, and Tennessee sucked. Tennessee was a team that I had going pretty far, actually. Let me get my bracket. In my official bracket, I made a bunch of different brackets, but I had Tennessee. Where is Tennessee? Oh, guys, I literally can't find. Oh, yeah, I had Tennessee. Okay, I had them losing to Oklahoma State, but I did have them winning last game, so unfortunate there. But Oregon State impressed. I think they might get a win next game as well. Then you have Liberty, Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State played average. Liberty impressed me, actually. They did better than I thought against a really good Oklahoma State team with the best player in the country. UNC, North Carolina, impressed me. Wisconsin impressed me. They did really, really well. I think they might be the best 9th seed in the tournament. They won by 30 points, absolutely obliterated North Carolina. Not a bad team going to the tournament, but they made them look bad. Houston was one of the teams that impressed me the most. I actually have them going to the Final Four. I'm glad they didn't get upset by Cleveland State, and not just that, they showed me that they can win by 30-plus points. North Texas impressed me against Purdue. Purdue underimpressed me. North Texas really, they scored 78 points against a pretty good Purdue defense. And I think that they have a pretty good shot at going another game. I don't think I have as much as Oral Roberts, but I'll take North Texas another game. Rutgers v. Clemson. Rutgers pulls off a very narrow victory. Most people had Clemson going. Rutgers has their first victory in a long time. Maybe it was their first victory ever in March Madness. I don't think so, but it's their first since the 70s or something like that. Rutgers impressed me, and Clemson I thought would run away with this one. I really thought it was kind of a mismatch, but Rutgers proved me wrong, and I don't think they're going to go another game, but you never know. Syracuse, and I think this is just another. If you guys just don't go against Syracuse, I guess. Really, don't go against Syracuse. I mean, I don't know why I did. Syracuse is my second favorite team, and I picked against them because I like San Diego State. I had them beating Morehead State, which I also got that wrong. But I don't know. The coaching over there is just so good. They run a really, really weird 2-3 defense that they just run to an absolute T, and it's really hard to repair against. You only know when you're in the game, and you have to adapt to it. And San Diego State did not. Villanova, Winthrop hanged in there for a long time. Villanova ran away with it the last 5 minutes. I predicted Winthrop, who only had one loss going to this, to win. They did not. Villanova ended up keeping the victory. And then my Morehead State prediction was also wrong. West Virginia beat them pretty handily by 17 points. It was pretty close for a while there, but then West Virginia ran away with it too. Today we had a bunch of good games. I wouldn't say as good as day one, but you can't get much better than day one. Day two was really fun to watch too. Colorado v. Georgetown. Lots of people picked Georgetown, including myself. That was completely wrong. Colorado won by 23 points. Colorado impressed me. They are going to go pretty far if they keep playing like they did against Georgetown. They played absolutely insane. Florida State versus UNCG. I have Florida State in the Final Four, and they showed me why. They beat 10 points to UNCG. They got to score a little bit more because they only scored 64, but their defense, one of the things I really picked them for, they held 54 points. That might be the lowest total of the day. Eastern Washington. I'm a Washington boy, you know, and I wanted another Northwest team to make it through. I do have Kansas winning. I have Kansas winning 2 games, so this would hurt my bracket a little bit, but Eastern Washington hung in there for a while until Kansas ran away with it. Kansas did not impress me, though. They get the unimpressed mark. I believe they will lose the next round. I'm actually, now decided I'm going to make a separate video about all my predictions for next round. This is going to be my summary of the round of 64. Kansas unimpressed me. LSU versus St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure, I think, also had an injured player, if I don't remember. But LSU, you know, they won by 15. I had LSU winning. I think most of the country did, to be honest. But LSU took care of business. They won by 15, and they're one of the better 8 seeds, 9 seeds, 7 seeds left in the tournament, in my opinion. Then Texas Southern Michigan. Michigan impressed me because, you know, if any of the 16 seeds were going to upset Michigan, it was going to be Texas Southern, because Michigan, you know, they lost a senior, maybe their morale's down a little bit. And, you know, that just didn't happen. Michigan took care of business, and I think that, I don't know if this game assures people that Michigan will go farther, but I definitely don't think, like Seth said, that LSU is going to beat Michigan. However, I just hyped LSU up a little bit too, but what I'm trying to say is it's going to be a good game. But Michigan showed me that they can play very high quality basketball. They took care of business, and that's good to see. Creighton UCSB. I had UCSB going to the Sweet 16 and then losing to Gonzaga. They had a really, really close game. They lost by 1 to Creighton. I thought Creighton was overrated. They took care of business by 1 point. I don't think this was a bad pick in my opinion. I think this could have gone either way. The ball did not bounce in UCSB's direction tonight, but Creighton did impress me because I thought this was going to be one of the easier upsets to predict. I thought Creighton's defense looked bad all year. But UCSB, they held UCSB to 62. They got 63 points. I think their offense needs to be a little bit more dynamic, but you know, UCSB loses to Creighton. I think Creighton impresses me. Alabama, Iona. Iona had a big upset when they were the 14 seed a couple years back, I believe. They did not do this today. Alabama wins by 13. Alabama did not impress me either. They looked really stagnant. They missed a lot of shots. Only scored 68, but their defense played really, really well, held Iona to 55. They still earned the unimpressed mark. However, it was against the 15 seed. Maybe they took it easy a little bit, and they still ended up winning by 13. USC versus Drake. USC handled business against Drake by 72 to 56. 15 points, about 16. It was a good game. But USC ended up taking it away, and USC is looking like a really, really strong 6 seed, a Pac-12 team. Once again, every single Pac-12 team has won today and yesterday, which is crazy. Lots of people thought Pac-12 is going to have a bad performance like every year, but no. Grand Canyon, Iowa played pretty good. I'm going to be honest, they kind of were in the lead in the entire game pretty much. I didn't watch all of it, but from the things I did watch, Iowa looked pretty good. I don't know if they impressed me, but this is what I expected. Maryland, Connecticut or UConn absolutely unimpressed me. Unequivocally, this was the least impressed game ever. I thought 7 seed Connecticut, 7 seed UConn had a chance of going a little bit of a deep run and beating Alabama next round, but no, they played absolutely terrible against a really bad Maryland team who played pretty good today, 63-54. UConn could just not hit a shot. They only scored 54 points. That's absolutely dreadful, but Maryland take advantage of it. They move on. Maryland did not impress me either, though. I think that Alabama has an easy path to Sweet 16. Ohio, Virginia, great upset game. Ohio ends up winning by 4, and Ohio impressed me. I think Virginia, again, couldn't hit a shot, and I think upsets really come down to the better team not being able to hit a shot in combination with the underdogs being able to hit a shot and playing good defense, and Virginia could not hit a shot, only scored 58 points against Ohio's 62. Ohio moves on. Not many people predicted that. I know I didn't. Thank goodness. I actually had UCSB beating Virginia, so that was wrong either way. I got both those picks wrong. But Ohio pulls off an upset. I think they could have a chance at beating the next team they face. Go watch my next video for all my predictions. Missouri, Oklahoma, 68-72. Oklahoma won. This was a toss-up to me. I liked both teams. I picked Missouri. My toss-up was wrong. Neither team impressed nor unimpressed. 72-68, a pretty average scoreline. And, the better team, which was Oklahoma that night, got the win. Gonzaga impressed me, almost scoring 100 points and holding Norfolk State to 55. 44 points, guys, or 43 points. Norfolk State's actually been a 15 seed and pulled off an upset, I think in 2010 or something like that. But it's been a while, but they have had a big upset before. Not today. Gonzaga absolutely shuts the door on them. UCLA, BYU, 73-62. Great game. BYU could not get it done. I want to say either team really played bad, but BYU just could not hit a shot down the stretch. Did not score in the last 3 minutes of the game, besides a couple of free throws, I'm pretty sure. And UCLA impressed me. UCLA is going to be a tough out. They're hot at the right time, just like Oregon State. And, Pac-12 teams, I wouldn't be surprised if, 3, 4 out of 5 move on to the Sweet 16. And then I'll have a reaction up. Go watch it if you're interested. Able Christian beat Texas. This came down, in my opinion, to just both teams not being able to hit a shot, and Able Christian ended up hitting the shots at the very end, 2 free throws to win it, 53-52, barely hitting the 100-point mark. Texas unimpressed me, and so did Able Christian. I don't think either team's going to move on. The guard, Able Christian, I think is a little overrated now. He, last 3 possessions, just ran to the big man and gave it away 3 times. But Texas, it just came down to Texas not being able to hit a shot and Texas having 23 turnovers or something absolutely insane like that. So, I don't think either teams are going to make it. But it was fun to watch Able Christian get a dub. So maybe if they turned around in round of 32, they might play better. But I honestly think that they won because Texas struggled, not because they played well. They're going to face UCLA, and I think UCLA is going to have a pretty easy matchup in that one, to be completely honest. I think they're going to win the Sweet 16, but if you want to see the rest of my picks for all of the round of 32 games, go watch the video. It'll probably be about 15 minutes after this one's out. Thanks for watching. This is my summary of the round of 64, March Madness. Peace out, guys. You might as well subscribe, and comment because, it helps us out a lot, and it doesn't really cost you guys anything, and it will just help us out a lot, guys. Comment down below what you guys' reaction to the round of 64 games are. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Go Hawks.